Hey y'all. So apparently I got like a 15% jump in subscribers in a single day, so that's pretty neat. Thanks. I'm glad y'all like this shit. So with the start of Season 14, a lot of people are getting back into the ranked game, or they're looking to get into solo ranked for the first time. But ranked can be a pretty brutal place. There are a bunch of sweaty nerds out there that will whisper you and say unkind things if you have a bad round, and if you're not up to snuff with the rest of the team, it's gonna show. Now, there's a lot that goes into playing solo ranked. There's essentially these unwritten rules about how to play that anyone in the scene understands, but those just getting into ranked wouldn't know. Additionally, there isn't a great resource out there to explain these basic concepts, so I figured, fuck it, I'll make one. So I figured I'd put together 3 basic tips about solo ranked. It's shit that I had to learn the hard way so that you don't have to. Again, it's not going to blow your mind if you've been around the block a few times, but it's good to know these concepts if you're just getting into the game. So let's get into it. First, let's talk about kill order. Before the match begins, you're going to need to assign a priority target for the entire team to focus down. But how do you pick the right player? What class should you focus? These are the questions that I asked and talked about with my fellow content creator Cog. There's a link to all of his shit in the description below. And we came back with these general suggestions for kill orders when it comes to picking targets. S tier is going to be your shit players. A will be power techs, vanguards, juggernauts, and guardians. B, slingers, snipers, mercs, commandos, sorcerers, and sages. C, shadows, assassins, sentinels, and marauders. And D, operatives and scoundrels. So let's start from the top. If you know that a player is dog shit, that should be your primary target. The goal of ranked is to make the round a 3v4 as quickly as possible. If you know someone is global bait, make it happen. Alright, moving down the general list of rules here. First, power techs, vanguards, juggernauts, and guardians make for great priority targets. They lack self-heals, and once you burn through their defensives, they're pretty much asking to get nuke. They have no way to get away, so it's a good idea to tunnel one down first. If those options aren't available, go with a slinger, sniper, mercenary, commando, sorc, or sage. These classes are decent with their defensives, but they can't stealth out and slip away, so you can stay on them and tunnel them down through their defensives and take care of business that way. If none of those options are available, go with an assassin, shadow, a sentinel, or marauder. These classes don't have strong self-heals and have weaker defensives of the classes that have stealth, so you can nuke them down with more success than an operative or a scoundrel. Once you've selected your kill order, please stick to it. Even if you don't agree with the plan, stick to the plan. It is better to have 4 players all tunneling the same target than it is to have the entire team doing whatever the hell they want. This is still a team game. It may be called solo ranked, but it is a team game. The entire round can be won or lost just by setting up a good game plan in the pregame. So make sure that you're communicating with your teammates about the plan, you all commit to it, and then you all execute. You'll be much more successful that way. Alright, tip 2. Use your stuns. Please, for the love of God, use your stuns. Hard stuns, soft stuns, any stuns, use them all. Here are some rules of thumb for using your different types of CC. Your breakable, ranged, single target CC, like your flashbangs, whirlwind, or concussion missiles, should all be used on a target that is standing outside of melee to stop it from getting broken, so a sorcerer that's casting in range or a healer that's standing away from the action. This should take them out of combat for 8 seconds without risking the stun getting broken and can be a huge advantage for your team. Your melee AoE CC, so your flashbangs, your intimidating roars, etc., should only be used when there's 2 or more players standing together and can be used in a defensive measure to give your teammates time to recover, or in an offensive measure to prevent the other team from supporting their focused target that's near death. Melee single target CC should be used on the focused target to prevent them from escaping. You want to stun them when they don't have any defensive cooldowns rolling. That way you can lay into them for a few seconds and there is nothing they can do about it. A good stun will get a player killed, so not using your stuns is almost a crime and basically throwing. Speaking of dying to CC, let's move on to tip number 3, understand your CC breaker. Every time you break a stun, you need to answer the question, why did I break this stun? Here's a handy flowchart. The first question you must ask is, am I going to die if I do not break this stun? If the answer is yes, and you know for certain it's a yes, it's time to break. If it's not yes, then check to see if you're at white bar. If you are not white barred yet, then there's rarely any good reason to break a CC. Saving your breaker to save yourself from death is vitally important. However, if you have an opportunity to take down a target that might slip away if you don't break this CC right now, then you might be justified in using your CC breaker. A good way to get better at using your CC breaker is to review the outcome every round. Answer the question, did you use your CC breaker? Did it save you from death? Did it secure a kill because of it? If you reach a satisfactory answer, then great. If not, then take notes on what you should be doing better next time. You do not want to panic break, and you do not want to use your breaker just because you can. You should always have a good reason as to why you've chosen to break a stun. If you do this, you will be contributing a lot more to your team in the long run. Obviously, there's a lot that goes into solo ranked, so I'll be putting out a few more of these general tips and tricks for solo ranks in the future. If you have any suggestions, leave them down in the comments below to help out your fellow players as they hop into the arena. But that's all for now. So good luck and have fun in your games. Oh, and thanks for the support in the channel. I really do appreciate it. Alright, that's all I got. Peace.